It's LeGarrette Blount here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man.
Hey, Eddie Murray, former Detroit Lion. Make sure you watch MicroMike on YouTube.
Calvin Johnson Jr. here, aka Megatron. Big shout out to MicroMike and the YouTube channel, man.
Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about the fullback competition for the 2020 Detroit Lions roster. And this video goes out to Dr. Detroit for giving me the idea, as he is a member of the channel. Before getting to the video, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, hit the bell for all my notifications, and leave me a comment and tell me what you think about this video. In the fullback, who is going to win the competition? Before I get into the video, check this out. Subscribe to the members of ISN. Alright, let's get straight into it. So, the fullback competition for our Detroit Lions right now, there is 3 players that is in position to take that spot. 2 of them are considered fullbacks, and the other one is a tight end. We have Nick Bawden, Isaac Nada, and Luke Sellers. So let's kind of take a look and a deep dive a little bit when it comes to these guys. Now, first off, Nick Bawden, he is 6'2", 245 pounds. He has been on the roster. This will be his 3rd year. He was drafted by the Detroit Lions in the 7th round, 237th overall of the 2018 NFL Draft. On June 6, 2018, he was reported and suffered a torn ACL in OTAs and ruled out for the 2018 season. He was placed on IR. In 2019, the stats are not big right now, as he had 4 receptions for 6 targets, 17 yards, and he averaged 4.3 yards per game, and that was in the receiving category. Obviously, tight ends are not going to get big time in the stats. It's more about blocking. It's more about using that bulk body that they got and bringing the grit required for that position to help open up the holes and protect the quarterback. And again, sometimes receive the ball. The next individual is Isaac Nada. He is actually a tight end, but we utilized him last year in the fullback position. He is 2 years of experience, 6'3", 23 years of age, and he's 246 pounds. He was drafted by our Detroit Lions in the 7th round, 224th overall. He was waived, actually, in August, but was signed to the practice squad the following day, and he was promoted to the active roster in November 23, 2019, where he was used as a fullback in many facets of the game. He had 2 targets, 13 yards, 6.5 yards, and his longest was 10. And look, again, this is talking about stats and required for the fullback position, where stats are not the biggest deal in the game. To me, it's more about opening up the holes and able to stay on the field. That's a part of it. Our next one is the undrafted rookie, Luke Sellers. He's 6'1", 250 pounds from South Dakota State. He was an undrafted rookie for our Lions. His stats are not that big as well. 7 yards, 1.8 yards a carry, 0 touchdowns. The individual that I think is not making the group is Luke Sellers. He is 6'1", 250. Yes, he has the weight, but the height is a little bit off. And we're literally splitting hairs. Could he make it? Yes, he could, because he actually was a fullback in college, unlike Isaac Nada, who was a tight end. But he has no experience, and he's going against a positional group that, let's be honest, there's only going to be one person, if not none. The next individual who I think has a harder shot to make it is Nick Bawden. He's 6'2", 245. Yes, he's a little bit lighter. Yes, he's a little bit taller, but we're splitting hairs here. We're talking about the fullback. There's not much to go on, except for he was a fullback fully, and that's good for him. He did receive yards, but he was injured in his rookie year. The reason I'm saying he's not making the roster is not because of his fullback position, is because he's not as versatile. The person I think he does make the roster is Isaac Nada, because he's 6'3", 246. He's a little bit taller, but the biggest reason has nothing to do with the stats is the fact that he is a Swiss Army knife in regards that he can play tight end as well as the fullback position. He can do both. Being versatile is important when it comes to Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, and we can actually scheme a little bit better when it comes to our offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevell. So I think he makes the roster, and since he can use in 2 spots, I could be wrong, but that is what I'm going with, folks. I think Isaac Nada will lock up that spot. Tell me what you think. I know Travis Troxel is going to think I'm wrong, and that's perfectly fine. Let me know who you think makes the roster. And with that said, folks, adios.